I wouldn't say I'm amazed. I'm proud of my team. We came out and played hard. It's something that we've been working on all season, but we're finally starting to click. And we knew that was what we were supposed to do, and that's what we did.
How long overdue was that kind of effort? Considering some of the season struggles?
It was pretty long overdue. I think it started to click during the SEC tournament, and it's carrying over into the NCAA tournament.
Jen, when you hear a team is going to play a 2-3 zone the entire game, because Syracuse, that's their thing, that's what they try to do. Do you perk up a little bit thinking about the opportunities that might become available on, outside?
Yeah, I perk up a little bit, but I think it should be easier for us because it's just one thing we have to focus on, which is a 2-3 zone. We don't have to worry about them playing man or trying to switch it to a 2-3. I mean a 3-2 or stuff like that. So we know what they're gonna play. Now we just have to go out and perform and execute.
As a three-point shooter, when you know that, though, does it make you, how do you feel when you hear this is a team that's only going to play 2-3 zone?
I have the same feeling when I hear a team's gonna play man.
Did you all get to watch any of the game yesterday? If so, and what were your initial impressions?
Yeah, we got to watch some of the game, and I feel like we could get the ball into the middle of the paint and short corners, and we'll have success at scoring the ball.
Same for Samari.
I
Thoughts
agree
about
with Jen.
Syracuse?
I agree with Jen. We watched some of the game. I think we'll be able to attack a lot in the middle, get the ball inside mostly, and then have an inside-out game from there.
Next.
Sorry, when you hear about a zone defense, when you hear that the team is predominantly that, do you get a little claustrophobic because you know they're going to be in there clogging the lane like some other teams have tried to do against you guys?
Yeah, it's a little frustrating for inside players because, like, we don't know where we're going to get the ball. We have to work just a little bit harder than we would in man, and we might not always get the ball on the block where we want to get the ball. And it's a lot more movement for us, but I think by now we should be used to it because that's what we got played in for most of the SEC.
For both of you, what's the hardest part about playing against a 2-3 zone? You guys have struggled against some longer 2-3 zones in the past. What's the key to kind of defeating them, and what are some of the struggles that you have with that?
I think the key for us is ball movement and making sure we reverse the ball and not keeping the ball on one side.
I think for us, like Jen said, ball movement, and also we don't look inside as much, whether it's a guard or a post looking inside. We always want to keep the ball, we keep the ball going east-west instead of north and south. So.
What about rebounding against a zone? Is that easier or more difficult for you?
For me, I wouldn't say it's either. I think sometimes we don't crash the boards as hard when teams play zone on us, but we've been working on that a lot. Well, for us playing zone, like we learned the triangle, and I don't know if other teams do that, but yeah, it's a little different.
I think
crashing
it's
boards.
harder to rebound out of a 2-3 zone because you don't have, like when you play man to man, you have a specific person to box out. On the 2-3 zone, it's like whoever's on your side, you have to box out and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be harder for them to rebound out of the 2-3.
Kevin?
What did you guys address coming out of Wright State? Because I know you talked about, Janae Thompson talked about you guys didn't pick up some of the rebounds that you thought you should, and then there was also the turnover issue. You guys addressed that going into those practices. Syracuse might have a bit more versatile players than Wright State.
Yeah, we did an after-action review last night and talked about the things that we need to sustain and improve, and rebounding and turnovers were two of those. And we also talked about getting the ball inside and then having the inside-out game was something that we need to sustain. What was something else? The plays that we should run.
Oh yeah.
Help me out, Jen, please.
I mean,
What else are we
you
talking
answered
about?
it. He said, "Did you like look at it?"
Well, yeah, we did.
we
To answer your question, yes.
Yeah, I think we got that one covered. Okay. Next question. Anybody else for the student athletes?
Did you guys what did you think led to, because you had a lot early on, and you kind of fixed it later in the game when you guys were up by so many points. Was it the fast ball movement that you guys feel careless with it, or because I know you
You talking about why we had so many turnovers?
Well, early on, why do you think you had so many turnovers early on? Was it just jitters or you just had all?
I don't know if it was jitters, but we were being real careless with the ball, and I think sometimes we were too fast for ourselves.
Yeah, I think Jen and Janae, their bodies move faster than their brains sometimes, or vice versa. But I think a lot of it has to do also with indecisiveness and us being so hesitant to make plays and then being so nervous to do it that we make the mistake. So that's something we talked about last night as well.
Marty, when you have Asia and Jalea coming in, giving the kind of production that they gave in that game, how much better does it make you guys as a team that you have not just two people, but now four people that can, be accredited?
A lot better. Denisha and I don't have to worry about pacing ourselves and thinking about, okay, well, if I exert so much energy now, then I'll be too tired later. Like, we know that if we go hard for the first 4 minutes, we have Asia and Jalea come in the second 4 minutes, and then we go in when they're tired. And it's harder on other teams now, too, because we have two more post players coming in that can give the same effort that we can.
Were you guys, both of the freshmen said that they weren't nervous at the SEC tournament, but when they sat down on the bench here, that they both kind of felt real jittery. Were you surprised to hear that, given how much they've played this last couple? Or were you guys jittery your first NCAA tournaments?
I still get nervous.
Yeah, me too.
I think in the SEC tournament, even if you lose the first game and you're done, you still have the NCAA tournament to play, whereas now if we lose, we're done. And I think for them that being a freshman, you get so afraid to mess up because you don't know what the older players are going to say. But like I said, I even get nervous now because especially today, it's my last go-around. So I think nervousness is for anybody, not just a freshman.
Question here? You got a question here?
Talking about how it's your last go-around, do you go into these practices maybe with that thought in your mind, or do you try to block that out in practice?
I wouldn't say I try to block it out, but it's not something that's always on my mind, and I don't play like, oh my God, I have to win. Like, I don't play to win. I'm just playing, just playing. So it's not something that's always on my mind, or it's not something I'm trying to block out.
Marty, have you pondered this being your last game in Royal Boston?
Not yet. And I didn't mean to say play to win. I meant to say play not to lose. That's what I meant to say. But, yeah, I haven't really thought about it yet. I don't think it's hit me yet. It might, though. Hopefully I don't cry, but it hasn't hit me yet.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Cause Samari's like, I don't know, words can't describe her. She's emotional, but she's not emotional. So for her to say she's gonna cry is just funny. And like she's sensitive, but she's not sensitive. Yeah. I have no idea what that means. But that's what I'm saying. So we should have a connection. You're gonna say alligator. New York don't got alligators. I think she can answer that better than I can. She knows herself better than I do.
Well, I wouldn't say I shield myself. I think I'm the type of person where I'm only going to show that side of me to certain people. Like, I think Coach Mitchell has seen it a lot more than other people because we have that type of connection, and he's made me comfortable enough to be able to just be myself. Whereas other people, they probably think I'm mean and have an attitude, which I do have an attitude, but I'm not the meanest person in the world. But that's just the kind of vibe I give off when you first meet me.
Any other questions?
Well, it's, we had a great day yesterday, and we had, like I said, I think a significant advantage in personnel. And so this game is, the difference in personnel is not as great. The advantage is not as great, and so we have to be ready to play. We really need a good day of preparation here to get ready for Syracuse. So, what I see with them is a team that is able to create some turnovers in maybe a different way than we do. They full court press you, 3/4 court press you. They've got some half court traps that we're going to have to deal with. And then the 2-3 zone, which we've had some success against, but it certainly hasn't been automatic this year. There have been times that we've struggled against the 2-3 zone. So when you think about us offensively, we really need to be sharp during our practice session today and see if we can transfer from yesterday was all man-to-man. Now tomorrow's pretty much all a zone look unless Syracuse changes something up. So trying to get the players to switch gears in their preparation is going to be important today. And then, offensively, they certainly have some explosive players that pose some problems for us. Have big presence there with Leary in the middle, and she had a big day yesterday against Chattanooga, and we were impressed with her. Butler's a great shooter. I don't know what Sykes, where her health is, but she is an unbelievable player, very, very high level and explosive, and just a really good group of players there that are talented and have won some big games this year, so we'll have to be ready for them.
Jennifer?
Do you prepare for them differently with Sykes and without Sykes? Do you have a different game plan?
Well, with this short period of time, we're just going to go ahead and prepare like she's going to play. I don't know at this point in time for our team if we make it totally about the opponent. We're going to try to have a good plan that we can execute whether she's playing or not. It may change it slightly. You may try to do some things in the game a little bit differently if she's not there. I mean, she's a huge part of their team, and she is a very explosive player. And so certainly their dynamic will change, but as far as our preparation, I think it's probably wisest for us to prepare as if she's going to play unless something comes out. They make some type of statement that, hey, she's definitely out, no way, no how she's playing. But I don't think we're going to get that word before practice, so we'll prepare for Brittany Sykes.
What's your takeaway from yesterday's game in terms of things that you all did better than you expected? I mean, you have your objectives, but what things did you look at and say, well, I didn't even see that one coming?
Well, I don't know if there was anything in the game yesterday that I didn't believe we were capable of. And it's, Gary, I was saying yesterday, I just tried to go into yesterday's game with the expectation that we needed to win, and as a coach, I needed to be there to encourage them to do whatever they needed to do to win. I didn't go in with we were going to win by 20 or we were going to win by 40 or anything like that. And so I sort of showed up yesterday in the mindset of let me try to do my part for the victory. Let me try to coach the best that I can, and let's see what happens. And so nothing that they did really surprised me. But I was extremely pleased and grateful to the players that they came out and executed the game plan. I think one thing that's helping us right now is that we have a pretty good level of focus. So then that allows someone like Asia Bishop and Jalea Sidney to come in, and you don't have that big drop-off from Denisha and Samari if they're focused and energetic. Now we can get back to running players at you in waves and trying to wear you down and trying to, make it a game of attrition, which, back in January we weren't focused and we weren't confident and we weren't able to, throw a bunch of people at you because we just weren't playing that well. So I think the biggest takeaway for me yesterday is that if we can be in that mental place tomorrow, it can be really good for us because I think, need this to be a fast-paced game. We need this to be a game where depth becomes a factor, and the only way you can make depth a factor is if your bench plays well. So, yesterday it was good to see everybody sort of in the same spot mentally, where you didn't have a huge swing when people came off the bench and replaced each other. So that was one of the really good things about yesterday. Well, I tried my best to get into a positive place, and so I worry about a whole lot of stuff, and then I try to stop myself from that, and I try to get to a spot where, I don't worry about it. So, what we'll focus on today is what we can control. We try to talk to the players all the time. You can't let good execution, on balance, good fundamental shot that doesn't go in, you can't let that affect you. And so we try not to focus a lot on or put a big number on, percentages. And I would think that the team would only have that kind of game if they showed up tomorrow thinking that for some reason, because we're in Memorial, it's automatically going to happen. And that would be the thing that I'll be, as a coach, trying to help them make certain that they're sharp and know that we've got to go out tomorrow night and play tomorrow night, and we have to win tomorrow night. Saturday really doesn't come into play, and we're not going to shoot 57% because we did on Saturday, and we didn't shoot 57% yesterday because we, fooled around. We did some really good things. We went to the offensive glass. We got some putbacks, things like that. So I'll be trying to get the team to a spot to where they come out with great focus and trying to do the right things that will help them shoot well.
Jennifer?
Coach Hilton sort of implied the other day that you could hit 10 threes against them and they're not going to pull out of that 2-3 zone very often. Their goal is to hit more three-pointers against you than you do against them. How do you feel about your three-point defense this season, and what are some keys to stopping their outside game?
Well, I can't remember very far back, but I think our three-point field goal defense is we have a chance to be successful there. I think that we've done some good jobs, had some good games this year on teams that rely on the three. I think the key with Syracuse is what we do with a lot of people. You just try to disrupt their patterns as much as you can, and you try to, the best that you can, keep them from, getting the three-point shot that they want. And they do a really nice job of getting their three-point shooters open. And so I just think really good focused fundamentals on defense, taking the information in that the players have this afternoon and trying to, focus and execute the game plan. But really, three-point defense is all about ball pressure and making sure that you guard screens correctly and you're not lazy on screens, going underneath screens, getting pinned in, letting them flare and get wide open shots. So we're just always trying to be really close to the three-point shooter and forcing her to put it down and make a play off the bounce if that's what her strength is. So you just have to be real sharp, real focused, and work really hard to defend the three-point stripe, and we've had some success doing that.